The Pre-College Enrichment Opportunity Program for Learning Excellence, better known as PEOPLE, was created in 1999 by 66 Milwaukee students. Since that time, our program has grown to over 1,200 students in the Madison and Milwaukee community. We focus on low-income potential first-generation college students. This year, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary, 25 years of celebrating and servicing Wisconsin best and brightest.
This was to be a different kind of intervention where it would be responsive, both contextually and culturally responsive, and respectful of the gifts that the students were bringing, as opposed to taking a deficit-oriented approach.
I feel like in Madison, PEOPLE is ubiquitous to pre-college and UW-Madison, especially in our communities of color. I have students that before I was working for PEOPLE as a grad assistant, volunteering in the middle schools, even those schools that are just down the street, that are in the neighborhood of UW-Madison. So many students don't think that it was a part of their journey because it just seems so far away. And PEOPLE was that chain, was that link, was that pipeline that made being a Badger a reality for them.
We are taking Wisconsinites and taking the youth and having them actualize their potential in such a way that they can become global leaders and leaders in the community. It brings more exposure to the state of Wisconsin that we are producing great students. Like, we have youth that can change the world here. And so it's highlighting the state of Wisconsin and all its greatness.
PEOPLE changed my life because it made college a possibility. I was able to have a plan and a goal that this is achievable and this is the way that you can achieve it. PEOPLE also helped me advocate for myself as an undocumented student going through high school and then coming to UW-Madison. I knew I had a supportive group of people that knew about my background, my story, and could be there for me.
I didn't grow up in my home country in Guatemala, so during that summer experience really allowed me to meet like other Latino students or Latinas like myself, other students of color, and I really felt like I fit in. I didn't see it as, oh, I have to do this. It was more, I wanted to do this and be part of this program.
PEOPLE is not just a pre-college program. We have an awesome team in our College Success Center of advisors and associate directors and advising managers who do great work.
We assist you along the way, and then even on the back end, like our pre-college advisors and college advisors, we meet quarterly. We talk about things that the college are seeing and trends that they're seeing on their end, and pre-college they talk about trends that they're seeing. So I think that aspect alone, it just really lets me know that like the program is definitely there for them throughout their entire process, not just getting to college, but once they get there, really making sure that they actually finish out the program wherever they go.
PEOPLE program giving me that outlet to say, like, you know, you don't have to feel alone, especially when you're going through your own things, your own battles with academics and family and anything of that nature. So PEOPLE really has shown me that at the end of the day, you deserve to be on this campus, you deserve to be here.
I don't know of any other program that is really like there for you emotionally and supporting you academically the way that PEOPLE program is. It feels like you're worth investing in, and it's a beautiful gift to like see like youth get the investment in their education that they deserve, that everyone deserves. But that's something really special that happens at PEOPLE that's been happening for the past 25 years.
So what I love most about the PEOPLE program is, one, it's the people, but it's the impact that we make on generations because of this program. It is not just the staff, it's not just the scholars, it is truly the entire community. Everybody knows somebody that worked for PEOPLE, was in the PEOPLE program, applied to PEOPLE. It's truly, in the state of Wisconsin, it's really a safety net for a lot of scholars, pushing them up to reach their highest potential.
The unique thing about PEOPLE that makes it work after 25 years. So what I do currently, I focus mostly on grades and data, which can sound very dry. But a phrase I use is, the humanity of your data is the most important asset. And that's what PEOPLE's never lost a hold of. PEOPLE is working with people. And too often in education, we forget that they're still teenagers or they're young adults. PEOPLE's never lost that, and that's what makes it keep working.
There were rough spots because this is a massive institution, but at least there were numbers of people who were committed to not just the popular definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, just dressing it up, give it a little cosmetic blip, and go back to business as usual. And that's why it still exists.
People has had some amazing leadership, and you don't get that everywhere that you go. And one reason why I can say that is all of our directors has had a heart for the people and for our scholars. Through their own struggles or trials, they can relate to our scholars. One thing that I love about Kia, if I go to her and I'm like, Kia, oh, this is a need, or I need this, or I say I need something, Kia is going to find a way to pinch a penny to make it happen for our scholars.
Walter Lane as a director was someone that believed in every student that was in the program, one that whose vision of the program made it get started, gave the foundation to it.
I was lucky enough to be hired by Jackie DeWalt, who was one of the original founders of People. And I will never forget during my interview, after I was done speaking, done doing my public presentation, there was probably 25 people standing around. She came up to me and shook my hand with both of her hands. She's like, I really want you here. And I thought to myself, I hope this lady is important. I don't know who she is, but I hope she has some decision-making ability around these parts. And as it turned out, she did. She was an extremely hands-on director.
Many of my most memorable experiences with People revolve around the remarkable Jacqueline DeWalt. My early memories of the program are closely intertwined with her presence. Jackie wasn't just a mentor, she was a guiding light. During my very first summer as a People student, she encouraged me to give a reflection during the summer closing ceremony. The thought of standing in front of so many people felt overwhelming. With my little heart beating through my chest, I managed to give my speech. That moment built my confidence and revealed capabilities I hadn't realized I possessed. Jackie's influence didn't stop there. She later inspired me to apply to be one of the first lead tutors for People Prep. That opportunity and Jackie's belief in my abilities ignited a passion for education and leadership. She didn't just see the potential in me, she nurtured it and created space for me to grow.
Jackie was very knowledgeable, but she gave you space to grow. And she always give you advice or suggest idea that, see if you like it or not and try to implement it.
Gail Ford, I know her excitement for this work, her ideas, her ingenuity kind of laid the groundwork for a lot of the stuff that we are doing now within People.
Gail was a pivotal leader in kind of directing the way in which the People program went. The pre-college program totally transformed under Gail's directorship and even when she was an associate director. For 5 years, People went without a director, and it was Gail Ford and Goodson Vu who kind of mended the college and pre-college side of People. A lot of the protocols and manuals and kind of things that we do was shaped under her leadership.
We had a lot of conflict and disagreement going on, and Gail got us into a room and said, let's rumble. Let's have those feelings come out. Let's express them. There are no wrong answers here. I think that was a risky decision as a leader, right? Whenever you open a venue to anybody to be able to speak however they want to speak, there can be things said that you don't know how to respond to. And I think a really important part of being a leader is taking the risk of trusting the human beings that you're leading to make the right choices when you have given them the freedom to do so. And I think that's what Gail did better than most anybody.
One of our other directors for People, a name was Shani McCoy. She was actually the first coordinator, first staff person in a Milwaukee office. So we established a Milwaukee office in 2019, and Shani was that on-the-grounds person who did all the logistics for really trying to open up that office and make us have a permanent home in Milwaukee.
My 16 years here at People, from the first year to now, we've definitely grown as a program. We have more full-time staff, and we have tried to change like after school programming and the summer residential program to really align where the students' needs are.
I've gotten to see beautiful changes in the way that we work with students, in the way that we focus in on what students need the very most, how much more organized we are at the top. That has made a huge difference, I think.
One of my favorite components of the People program is our People Summer University, in which our scholars as early as their 9th grade can come to UW-Madison's campus, and they stay anywhere from 4 days up to our seniors, they stay 2.5 weeks on UW-Madison's campus. And they sleep in the college dorms, they eat in the dining halls, they take classes in the college classrooms, and they are just fully immersed in college life. For some of our students, this is the first time that they are stepping on UW-Madison's campus, but it also gives them that experience in 4 years, this is what it's going to be like when I'm here, when I am on this campus, when I am a UW Badger.
They're taking classes to help them strengthen their academic skills in math, science, English, ACT preparatory, and social emotional learning. We're doing things called team building and character development. That's all the fun stuff that we do with the students that a lot of our students would never have the opportunity to do on their own. And then we're also just really taking time to mentor them. That's a time where we're kind of taking them away from their parents for a couple weeks, which parents I'm sure love. And we are spending a lot of intentional time to get to the root of, hey, we believe in you. We know you can do it. You know, that's our time to really mentor them and to give it to them real. Like, what is it like to go to school if you are a student of color at a predominantly white institution? How can you navigate some of those hurdles? And that's our time to really just be with them and make sure they know they're being set up for success.
Being a part of the People Summer University and like staying on campus during that those high school summers, it was very, very meaningful for me because I feel like it always taught me from the jump that I belonged there, that this was a space for me to go and make my own. And by the time I got here, or by the time I was applying for college, I was like, duh, I'm gonna be a Badger. It was just that sense of belonging that really built up from those summers.
This program has been the root for a lot of people to help them lift themselves out of whatever that generational trauma was, to get them that next step job with less debt from the college tuition or the scholarships. I've seen a lot of my people from my cohort from 2008, they're CEOs, they have their own business.
I'm very happy for all the positive outcome from this program. Give students a chance to be where they are now that they might not have it if they didn't have any scholarship to attend university or college.
I've gotten to see lives change because we have so many times that students will come full circle and end up working for us. So I've gotten to work with Jakari, with Denasia, with Jared, with Jasmine, with Brenda. All of these people now, professionals in their field, working with students, advising students, that I knew when they were still students. And my new favorite thing is watching students become professionals and helping to coach them once they get here.
My favorite moment, and I think it was when we took our first study away trip to Washington, D.C. It became a staple in our program, and now we're on the 3rd year of taking our students to a different city, a different state, to just really indulge in that culture experience. And so my favorite moment was just seeing students walk through the White House and be like, oh, this is where the president is, this is the pictures, and walking through the national malls and seeing how big they were and exposing them to that type of history that they don't get in school, and really showing them firsthand immersed in that type of learning experience. I mean, that's something that money can't buy.
A dream of mine would be for us to be able to transport and take our students to places outside of this country that they have heard of from family members, that is a part of their cultural heritage, even closely or distantly. A lot of our African American students, our Black students, Many of them have talked about wanting to go to Africa or South America or somewhere where they know they'll find people that look like them. That is a dream of mine, that our students are able to take this internationally. Yes, we're based in Wisconsin, but we're a program that has a lot of students from a lot of different places.
I think it's important for, the investment into the program, whether that's from donors or our families or our school district or the state and the university, because we're not just investing in individuals and that's it. As I mentioned, like our scholars and our alums make global impact, and so the investment in these individuals go beyond just themselves, their families and their communities, and they will have that return on investment for us as an institution, but also I think as a state of just the positive work and the great impact they're going to continue to build.
I know we will continue to be the premier program of pre-college and college at UW-Madison. I hope that we're able to serve more students, whatever that might look like, if it's still within Milwaukee-Madison or expand again.
We'll still be making the same impact. The staff might have changed, the scholars might have changed, but I think that the work is still there and that the motivation and the passion for serving our communities and supporting our scholars will continue to be there.
Honestly, I think as long as you keep producing leaders from within to grow, the program will naturally grow, right? I do believe as long as we keep getting the message out there in the communities that we serve, what we do and what we're holding true to doing, people will continue to have faith in us, to continue trusting their students with us so that we can continue doing the great work that we all love to do.
If People Program was a person, I would say, first and foremost, you are my lifesaver. You know, you got me out of an environment that I would never imagine I would get out of. You gave me an opportunity to seek an education, be myself, and at the end of the day, do something that I would never think about doing. So, in all honesty, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being that person, to even give me an opportunity, a black kid from the north side of Milwaukee, an opportunity to achieve and actually dream of being somebody one day.
People is really a model of success that I think other states can follow. When you partner universities with communities, we should be the model for what that looks like. So I would love to see replication of this program in other states across the country.